The Gundam labeled a monster, hidden away, only to emerge as the last hope against Quiet Zero. Gundam Calibarn. What's up, guys? Today we are reviewing the Gunpla Gundam Calibarn. It is a high grade based on the 144 scale. It is honestly an amazing kit all the way through, but we'll get into some more details about that here in a few. You can just take a quick look at the box art all the ways around. Beautiful design. It is a Witch from Mercury kit. You know what you're getting with these guys. You're getting quality, hands down. Guys, I don't know if my son didn't mind me borrowing the scissors, but you know, it's okay. We'll get the job done with these bad boys too. Yeah, boy. So right into we open up this box, we are greeted with all kinds of just delicious parts, man. You have this decal stickers you can see right there on top. You get into, you only have a total of 3 bags holding the runners. There's not a ton of runners in it, but the way everything comes together, if you're familiar with Witch from Mercury kits, they're just awesome. For the amount that goes into it, you'd be surprised. Runner A with your multicolor pieces, with that soft green for the eyes, just your simple gray for a little bit of the internal parts as you get into it. And then of course you have Runner C. The rest here on out is actually white until you get the last additional special parts as well. But the entire kit honestly is white with some minimal color splashed in there. Here's those covers for that permit score decals that you'll get. And it works nice. There's that beautiful V-fin in that printed chest. Man, it is gorgeous. It looks so good. If you built the aerial, you'll be familiar. And you guys, you get a base. Yeah, I can't say that fast enough. Just a quick at everything you get out of the box, just to pile up there, and you can see not a lot to it again. It's all right, because when this thing's done, it is just a straight beast. Here is the front profile of it. This is with the gun bits actually attached to it instead of taking the shield down. Side profile. Honestly, the gun bits make a huge difference when they're on and off of it. I didn't think there was that much of a difference until I actually got into this kit, and man, it changes up so much. So straight into articulation, we'll take a look. It's impressive all the ways around. You actually have a double ball joint in the head. However, it is not just a ball on top of a ball. It actually angles back into it, so it allows for all kinds of posing of the neck and even some side to side. Switching over to the shoulders, you can see that they lift all the ways up. They clip onto the actual shoulder piece there, and then so you can kind of slide them up to make some adjustments in the arms. You can get a full fist pump into the air for that victory. And then a full turn on the arm, 360 all the ways around, no blocking whatsoever from those thrusters on the back, even though they're large size. That shoulder part right there actually moves forward with their joint right into it. That's just another ball joint connected in, so it allows for that adjustment. So you can move that arm pretty far forwards. 360 right there at the upper bicep, and a single bend. Right there, it slots in perfectly into the plastic, but there's only so far that you can do with that, about a 90 degree. Full ball joint on the hands. And man, I mean, for just the arms itself, it's great. Now we'll move into the chest. Here you can take a look. We'll move into that chest / torso. So you can see full 360 spin right there. It's actually a peg, not a ball joint. And there is some movement for a nice little ab crunch in there to allow for that extra posing when you're up on that base. Side skirts are very small, very minimal, just because of thick thighs on this kit. You got the thick thighs across the eyes, guys. So right there, you flip that front skirt up. You can have the option, I believe, to cut it into 2 if you want. I just left it a single piece. And then with that leg bend, she can do those really high Russian leg kicks. Nice bend all the ways back as well. And again, that's a little off to the side just because of that rear skirt. It's kind of bulky too on that rear skirt back there, so you do move it out to the side a little bit. Nice double bend in the kneecap there, and I mean, just the way it's done. Again, so minimal on the pieces, but so effective in the way Bandai did it. Switching down to the feet here, there's surprisingly a large amount of articulation. Starting with that foot cover right there, it's kind of on a ball joint, so it allows for some swiveling side to side and then up and down. That foot goes all the ways down, points those toes, ballerina toes, straight down. And then you can actually spin it as well. Back side of the foot though, however, there's no articulation on that. So you kind of just worked with that part right there. You can see the full foot swings up. And then switching back to these thrusters on the back side here, they are capable of swiveling all the ways up, a little bit off to the side there to give it a little bit of angle and position. And then they do open up right there at the thruster part that actually allows for that gun bit to sit in there. Switching down to that bottom skirt, you can see how thick it is from the side view. And then there is a little bit of movement on the actual skirt, along with the parts that come out from the skirt opening up. Again, without the gun bits there, they slot into them. And then we'll get into the transformation of the actual gun bit shield here. So you'll see the difference in how many pieces and what it looks like completely. The articulation actually didn't have some of the pieces on there as well, but switching over here, it makes a huge difference. I will say when I got to this part here, I found that one of the actual gun bits on that thruster and both the gray pieces fell out so easily. I just want to be aware of that as you're getting into the kit. It might be something you may want to look into just kind of tightening up a little bit. But right there is a gray piece that's actually not the only part of the transformation that's not on this kit, guys. So everything else is actually on the kit one way or another, switched over. So again, Bandai did a great job incorporating all that in there. Personally not a huge fan of the partial transformations, but getting back to the shield here, you can see where everything just fits in nicely. It pegs in well. It's actually a very solid build all the ways around. Right there, the bottom comes in there. The gray pieces, those two longer gray pieces are the pieces I was mentioning earlier that kind of just fall out the back, and you may want to look at possibly tightening those up a little bit. So it fits in there nice and snug, make the shield. Now to work in some of the upper body pieces on the actual thing as it kind of fits in. That's actually the, unfortunately with the shield too, when you build it, it is a specific way that you have to do it. If you go kind of out of order, a lot of times I found that the pieces themselves don't line up. Now it doesn't state that, and you might be able to make it work. If you do, let me know. But there's always a specific order I feel like for me to put this shield together. And so just to make everything line up, match up nicely, which it does. Once it's together, it matches up nicely, but I had to do a specific order. If not, I get kind of messed up. So there's the completed shield. It sits right there on the arm with that simple peg right into it. It's a rectangle peg, so it's a little bit more secure and definitely sits on the arm nicely. Here is the beautiful, beautiful beam sabers. They're this beautiful blue, flat actually beam sabers too. They have a actual like dagger style almost, but they're a full length. And of course, here's another look at that shield. The only decal you'll see on this one is right there on the actual scope, and it sits on the arm. And then switching over to the rod rifle, this thing is massive, guys. It's bigger than the actual Gundam itself, and it's honestly a very unique weapon all the ways through. A little bit of articulation there. Just in the handles, you can see you have the side handle, that the side weapon that folds out, and then along with that, the bottom too. It sits all the ways in there, and it's actually not hard to flip out. That side piece goes all the ways forward and all the ways back if you have both hands. And then the actual back side of the rod rifle, it has an extension on it that slides out to allow a little bit of room, and just so you can make some adjustments with that. With these guys are on like an S hook on there, so they pop out, they fold out a little bit, and just that beautiful, beautiful like satellite looking style. And of course I didn't show it, but that clear base actually comes with the kit as well. So getting into reasons why this kit is awesome. For starters, this is straight out the box, little bit of sanding, no panel lining, nothing. This is how this kit looks, and it looks amazing. It just makes some shelf candy. To get into the articulation, this is a non-polycap build, so you know that it's sturdy all the ways around and it's not going to break down over time. I absolutely love the color scheme of this kit. It is beautiful all the ways around. I am a huge fan of the fin and the chest piece. Bandai outdid themselves with this kit. And honestly, the rod rifle it's just this massive kit. Now, obviously, you get the 2 beam sabers, and that's right there. You see that beautiful blue. Again, I can't say beautiful enough, but it just sits well and it meshes perfectly with the solid white of this kit. You do have the option to go with the non-active permit score if you want. It's just a straight black panel over a plain white, so no coloring whatsoever. Which leads me into my only real complaint about this kit, in that the black coloring that they use to go over is just a little dark and kind of takes away from that permit score with that beautiful rainbow color. If you found value in this review, make sure you hit that like. And I always love your feedback too, so make sure you guys comment below. If you like Gunpla reviews or any just Gunpla news in general, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want your own high-grade Calibarn, I will provide my Amazon affiliate link below. I do earn a little bit of commissions from that. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, make sure you love